Hello, I'm Jacqueline Holstead, and you are listening to On Point Conversations. In this podcast series, we share creative marketing, content, and branding strategies that help your business successfully navigate the new normal marketing environment. Hello, I'm Jacqueline Holstead, and in my podcast today, I'm going to talk to you about building your business. This obviously is something that you've been working on for some time if you have a business, because you're obviously trying to build it. But how do you build your business? Well, in the podcast today, I'm going to talk about ways to build your audience and keep your audience. Two very important parts of building your business. I also want to roll into this the content marketing aspect of it and how content marketing works within building your business by building your audience and keeping your audience. So content marketing isn't just about creating content that is totally about your product or service. It's about creating content that in essence is very valuable to your audience. It's shareable, it's valuable, and it's free content, and that's as seen by your own audience, not just by your company, but by your audience. The goal of your content marketing program should be to attract and then convert those prospective buyers into actual customers, and then to work to have those buyers be repeat buyers because they find a value in your offering and they're sharing their experience with others. So they're basically your sales force, or your added sales force. So the type of content you share should be closely related to what you sell. In other words, you're going to be educating people so that they know, like, and trust you enough to do business with you. And consumers who recognize your name and brand, maybe never met you or never have seen anybody in person from your company, but they see you online, they notice your brand, they notice your name, and they see you communicate in a very authentic tone with valuable information that they look forward to getting. They'll build trust in your company and trust in your service. So if you're interested in marketing your business online, and I don't know who isn't, your content marketing program is everywhere you look or listen. So if people don't want advertising, which they don't, when making purchasing decisions, they're going to be looking for valuable information that helps them make a purchasing decision. So creating great content that people want and seek out is also good for your Google search rating. So search optimization is better if you're ranking, and you rank better on Google if people are finding, and you want people to find your business, if people are finding that your content is good, it's authentic, and it's valuable, and they're looking for you. So great content also spreads via their social networks. So they're generating a powerful word of mouth and exposure for very savvy content marketers. So I see content as the best way to achieve what marketing is supposed to achieve and maybe did in the past, but doesn't do so well online. And that's to get people to know, like, and trust your brand. Those are three key things. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust your brand. So what does content marketing mean exactly for your business? So let's talk about that a little bit here. And I want to just start with a little bit of the basics. If you're in the industry, you probably understand this, but sometimes different people refer to things in different ways. So there are many ways to profit with content. You've got blogging, video tutorials, email newsletters, white papers, free reports. I could go on. And yet many people are kind of confused about this entire concept. And keeping in mind that content drives the internet and consumers are looking for information that solves a problem and not an immediate sales pitch, then the goal of content is still back to building trust, credibility, and authority that's going to get rid of that sales resistance, all while providing a very baseline introduction to the benefits of your particular product or service. I was in with a client recently, and they were talking about a dentist in town who is promoting their business with cats. And cats get a lot of exposure online. I understand that. But the dentist doesn't clean cats' teeth. So it's really not beneficial to their business. It might be getting them lots of likes or things like that, but what you want it is to be beneficial to your particular product or service. And I'm saying that the individual and businesses that are having the most success online, they tend to take the approach that involves a very high ratio of valuable content that really doesn't seem to have any sales agenda. But there is sometimes, periodically, a promotional message woven into the content. So it's not like you're just giving away free content and not ever getting involved with your product or service, because that would not be a good business model. But you're using it periodically. It's just so that your audience doesn't simply resist right away and say, oh, sales pitch, I got to go. So, and we know that that's the case in many cases when there's too much given at one time. So let's look at basically how we do this. So content marketing is going to be creating valuable content that has a marketing purpose. So for example, my company created a post-event report guideline, summary, and podcast. And we exchange that for our audience to give us their email address and permission to further connect with them. And we're connecting with them with all kinds of information, some about what the company and what we offer and our clients, and some just in general about content marketing and content development. Now, copywriting is designed to get the reader to take a specific action. So sometimes that's making a purchase. It can also be confirming an email opt-in, calling for more information, or just going into a store to check out the merchandise. So content marketing is things like blogs, white papers, and viral videos. And copywriting is things like sales pages, infomercials, and direct mail. Now, as we talk about content marketing in our business here, I really stress that we want to give our clients and their readers a treat. We want them to feel like they're looking, we want them to look for our content. A friend of mine got a little puppy. Oh, he is so cute. So what's the smartest way to train a puppy to sit on command? Well, they give him a treat. And then they give him a nice pat on the head every time he does what they want. And they call his name. They tell him he's done a good job. Enough treats and enough pats on the head and enough talking about his name, he starts to know his name, and he starts to realize that sitting on command is a very good idea. He likes you, he trusts you, and he sits when you say sit because it's in his best interest to do so. Now let's consider your content kind of needs to work the same way. You're not training a puppy, but what you're wanting to do is gather the audience in and have them look forward as a treat, like they would if they opened a birthday present or something. You wouldn't give somebody a birthday present, let's hope, that they didn't want at all. You want them to open it up and go, oh, this is so good. And you want them to keep doing that. And your content needs to work the same way. So high quality content trains your readers and listeners to keep opening up your email, your newsletters, watch your videos. It rewards them and rewards you. It rewards you by the audience doing what you'd like them to do to access your products or services. And it also rewards them by them feeling good because it was their decision and because they saw the need and they were educated. I am a knitter and I follow Andrea Mowry. And every Friday, she does a video. It's called I'll Knit If I Want To. And she answers her audience's questions. And very often the question might not be of interest to me. It might not be something I'm doing at that point. It might be something I'm not interested. But I always check and link to her into her YouTube. And I also look at what she recommends, because at the bottom of her transcript or her actual questions and answers, there are things like recipes that she likes, books she reads. She's solving her followers' problems and they're benefiting from them. Plus she's benefiting because she's getting more of her name out. She's a designer and she wears her own sweaters on video and she promotes her own patterns. There's another person, Tammy Michaels. She's a contractor and designer. She's on the radio here in this area on Saturday morning. And she answers questions about the home construction and design. And I might not need to know the answer because I might not be doing that, but perhaps later I might be doing it. And I just find it very interesting to listen to other people's issues. So basically, saying every piece of content you write should solve a problem your audience cares about, or it should entertain them. Now, preferably both, because they should look forward to it, the content, and feel good about it. So every piece of content is sort of a treat that rewards your audience for consuming it. And when you do that consistently, your content becomes a habit. It becomes appealing. They're going to look at it every time. I think every Friday I think, I've got to get on YouTube and go ahead and look at that. I mean, I might not really go through everything, but I go through enough to know I'm following her and I'm listening to what she's saying. And I would like my clients that I work with, I'd like them when they send something out an email, that when their audience sees their name in the inbox, they're looking forward to opening it. They're looking forward to clicking on it and opening up, going to the other side. But unfortunately, there's a lot of content that trains readers to look away because it doesn't benefit readers. It's just a lot of irrelevant fluff. It's overselling. And my dad once was telling me I had to be a good friend to get lots of friends. Well, if you want to find more customers, you need to be someone worth doing business with. It is about authority, authenticity, but it's not about being an overzealous word pusher. And it's not about never admitting any mistakes or weaknesses. You want authenticity. So you want to know, people want to know that when there was an issue, maybe there's a bad review, you've answered it and you've taken care of it. It might not be that you've made everyone happy, but people want to know that you're listening and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And it's true that some personas work much better than others for content marketing. So you need to know your audience. You need to know exactly where they're going, where they're looking, and where they're on social media and what they're interested in. The third point is you want to really sell smart. Remember, you're not trying to sell like a vulture stalking its prey, or that desperate used car dealer who wants to put you in that used car no matter what it is. Instead, you're building a content network that supports the sale and many sales with your company after the first one. So you're using your content to address underlying objections that might keep people from buying. You're using it to tell interesting stories, how others have benefited, and you're using some persuasive techniques. You're going to show your reader how much he or she needs your product or service. Content isn't also just about being online. I want to address that before I end my podcast today. Companies who believe that you need to be online, you do need to be online, but not everyone in your customer or in your audience is going to be online. I found that out the other day. I was promoting events. We did a lot online for the promotion of the event, but we did some basic newspaper work, some basic posters, and those actually pulled very well. Some companies believe passionately that they need to have a paper newsletter to build loyalty and better repeat business. And you really need to look at that. Do you need to? Do you not? Some companies do, and it does very well. And ironically, business usually find when they do that, it works better if they don't get too fancy in their format or printing. People are looking for the information. They're not looking for something too glitzy. Otherwise, they might not pay attention to it. Think about utilizing direct mail. You'd be surprised at how many well-known internet marketing gurus are experimenting with direct mail right now, especially as the pay-per-click gets more and more expensive. Using the same ideas I talked about today, you can do that offline as well as online. So just the other day, I got a beautiful direct mail piece from a client I used to have and used to work with. It's called Windstar. It's a cruise company. It's a very, very good company. And it was surprising. It's like 4 pages, a fold out. It's done very, very nicely. So they're trying direct mail to see if that helps their business. And the last thing I'm going to mention today, although there are many more things I can mention, but is to write a white paper. Write a special report or white paper that addresses a really thorny problem in an interesting way. I hope this podcast helped you see the importance of content marketing and how to use it to build your business and how to think about it, because you need to think about it as a gift to your audience. You can find me at onpointthinking.com. I have a contact page and I read everything that's sent to me, so you can send me information if you want to talk more about this particular subject, if you'd like other questions answered. I usually do my podcast based on things I hear about during the week. So I do look at what I get and I do answer those questions and try to help my clients develop better building of their businesses. And I just appreciate your listening, and thank you, and have a great day. Thank you for listening, and I invite you to join me next week as we talk more about specific actions you can take to reach your own business goals. You can find my library of other inspiring podcasts like this one at onpointthinking.com. Again, thank you for listening. This is Jacqueline Holstead at On Point Conversations.